3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to Bean Gaming. Huge shout out to Battery for hooking us up so that we can do this showcase today. Thank you so much for that. But there have been community members reaching out to me and said, Bean, you've got to do a showcase comparing these two units. I said, what two units are they? And they said, Bean, it's the shiny Bucket Bob with Vengeance and the shiny Rockin' Bonnie with Vengeance. Now, a little bit of history here before we take a look at the stats. First of all, Rockin' Bonnie came out towards the beginning of Five Nights TD. This is before they had Shadow. This is before they had Vengeance out. And it was just okay. $500 to place, and you really couldn't use it on the first map because I don't think you had enough money. It might have been around $300 to start, which is why Bucket Bob is absolutely amazing. We'll talk about BB in just a moment. But for Rockin' Bonnie, it just, it was just okay, and then over time, it just kind of faded out. There were better starters to use. But now, with Shadow and Vengeance, and we're going to take a look at the stats side by side momentarily, it's actually secretly one of the best starters. I didn't even realize this. So the people that reached out to me, thank you for letting me know so we can do this showcase and get this information out to the people. Now, before we even discuss BB here, if you have a shiny Rockin' Bonnie or a shiny Bucket Bob, let me know. I'm interested in purchasing one of those. We'll take a look at how much the values are in just a moment. But Bucket Bob, that's the present on the right-hand side here that's actually vanished for me. The time ran out. I do have a couple of these, I think. I have one or two of them. But the shiny Bucket Bob with Vengeance is actually pretty good. It's a poor man's version of Phone Guy. So if you have Phone Guy, you really don't need shiny Bucket Bob unless you're going to play Game 1. Any of the Game 1, Night 1, because I believe you end up with $300 to start, where Phone Guy is 700, it was at 700, 750, something like that. It's too much money. You can't place a Phone Guy to start on Game 1. Bucket Bob, you can. That's why this unit, if you do have, it's either the 225 or 250, 49, something, somewhere around that range for Robux. If you're a new player, have it laying around. I would consider getting yourself a Bucket Bob, even if it's not shiny, just for the slowing alone by 20%. Not the best slowing unit in the game, but for a starter, for a brand new player, you're getting quite a heck of a deal, if you ask me. So just heads up for that. And when we want to compare these units side by side, you know what we have to do? We have to go to the Bean Gaming Spreadsheet of Hope. Here we go. Everybody say it with me together. The Bean Gaming Spreadsheet of Hope. I want to take a look at the value chart real quick and shout out to the people who made the Five Nights CD Value Center website. I think there's a couple websites. So this one in particular, I want to thank. There's a ton of people that put a lot of time and effort into this, and I've really been getting into doing some research with this website as of late and just looking at values. And I gotta say, I'm not going to list all the members on there, but fantastic job by you players. I mean, absolutely amazing job for you to keep track of everything. There's so much work that goes into it behind the scenes people don't even realize. So thank you for your hard work and dedication. You can see right now that the shiny Bucket Bob, it's in demand for sure, and it has a total value of 5. They place it about 5K. So again, if you have a shiny Bucket Bob, I'm interested in purchasing that from you or trading it with you. And same thing with the shiny Rockin' Bonnie. It has a value of 6K, and I'm interested in doing that. But take a look at lines 10 and 11, 21 and 22. Lines 10 and 11 are showing you the first stats. It starts off with a cost of 500, 300 for Rockin' Bonbon, and then Bucket Bob here. You can see the damage, everything, but the most important part is that their cooldown is less than 1, which is really good. And look at the placements for Rockin' Bonnie. It has the most placements out of any of these starting units with 5. So that means that its initial damage is probably be on the lower side, which it is. It's 100. The cooldown is a little bit higher at 0.5. Still under 1 is really good for full AoE. And obviously you multiply that by 5, you're at 1,000 damage per second. Not the best, not the worst. Now, if you mosey on down here to the final level, you can see that Bucket Bob is doing 1,000 damage per second with its 4 total placements. That is going to be the worst out of all of these starters. But remember that Bucket Bob is full AoE. I think that's one of 3 units on here that's full AoE. You have Bucket Bob, you have Phone Guy, and then we have, what was the other one? It was Rockin' Bonnie. Now, Rockin' Bonnie with the 5 placements, The cooldown stays the exact same at 0.5, but its total DPS is 1,750. This is without the shiny thrown on there. This is without vengeance or any other enchantment on it. This is just the base stats. So when we hop in the game, we're going to see what the actual stats are with my boosters. But 1,750, if you take a look, that's not too bad comparatively. Of course, we have the Fortified Endo 02 coming in at the highest, Tarnished Spring Bonnie the second highest, but they're not full AoE. They're Cone AoE, which has some limitations to it. But look at this. Rockin' Bonnie is actually better than Phone Guy. It's the best full AoE starting unit in the game. Starting unit is going to be $1,000 or lower. Now, I know that there's other full AoE units like Lolobit, and that's $4,000 to place, though, so I don't consider that a starter per se. Of course, it depends on the map. There's a lot of variables here, but in general, stay with me here. But Rockin' Bonnie, with these starters right here, is the best AoE unit in the game. Like, what the heck? How did I not see this? Thank you, community members, for reaching out to me. Let's go back to the lobby. I want to play 4-6 and then 5-6. Compare the difference between these two units and see if they're, and I mean how they do. So let's hop on into some games here. Here we go. We only do Hell Modifier, Nightmare Mode here, and Bean Gaming. And of course you get the $20,000, way more than we need for these starters. We'll put a BB here, and there's 4 of them, right? Yeah, we can place 4 of these BBs. We'll take a look at them in just a moment. We're going to go ahead and max them all out. Max them out. Got to make sure we get that range booster and damage booster down. The JOP with BB is going to be an unstoppable combination. We're going to find out about that. We have the Jar of Pickles and the Jar of it's Jars and Buckets. That's what we're playing with today. Okay, let's select the Hell Modifier. Let's do that, and it's perfect. $1,600 left. Let's zoom in and take a look at Bucket Bob there. Really cool. Got the mittens on. All right, how is he going to actually compare? He's going to hold up, and he is. Look at that. Wow. Come on now. That's silly. And his range is at almost 60. And let's see where the edge is. It's all the way over here. That's quite a bit of range. And of course, you get that from the JOP. We'll put down another JOP. And the JOP range is 150. But yeah, the range stays the exact same. Let's see how far we're actually going to get with Bucket Bob here before we actually need to start throwing in some help here. I have an old man Consequences. I have, what else do we have on my team? We have a Vengeance. Oh my gosh, what's this guy's name again? I'm embarrassed now. Yeah, the Blighted Endo Bonnie. Hello. That could potentially help. But wave 4 of 15, and let's kind of fast forward here to the end and see how far we can get. Here we go. Just got to wave 12, and I forgot to do math time with Bean Gaming. How could I forget? 446.5 divided by divided by 0.175. Then we're going to multiply that by 4 because there's 4 of them. 10,205. That's not bad for a starter, and the cooldown, of course, is being helped out here by the shiny Eclipse Ballora. 0.175. Let's go ahead and make sure. Yeah, so the original is 0.32, but then 0.175. The Vengeance brings it down as well. The Marion's Gambit, that one's going to be pretty tough, but are we going to be able to make it? I think so. Yes, we did make it. The Marionette's Gambit, I think, is the hardest enemy on this map, and now we're on wave 15. These Marionette Gambits, they're not going to make it. So, I mean, come on now. A starter for under 300 Robux that could be all yours, and I definitely approve of this starter. Now, of course, you're going to put down other units along the way, but just to see the power of this unit is actually pretty good. 20% slowing, although I don't need it because I have the JOP. So, of course, these enemies are going to go faster. I don't think if it was just just Bucket Bob, with the JOP, then we probably would run into an issue because I don't think JOP would be able to solo, or Bucket Bob would be able to solo, but the JOP is definitely helping. So you would have to throw on some other units to help, and of course, like I said, you're not going to try and solo with this thing. Alright, we're not going to beat Nightmare's Gambit, but now let's try 5-6. Here we go. My intuition is telling me no, that Bucket Bob is not even going to be able to survive this first wave, and the reason for that is because Phone Guy was not able to survive. Well, I think Phone Guy got to wave 5, so I don't think we're going to be able to outlast wave 5 here. We're obviously going to find out momentarily, and we do get more money to start than we did 4-6, and we are going to be just fine and maxing out. Okay. We have our 4 Bucket Bobs placed down, Shiny Eclipse Ballora and regular JOP, the Jar of Pickles, and the range should be really good. Yeah, 59.4. Okay, the low bits and the amount of health that's coming off is just not all that great. Are we gonna? Oh, I just don't. It's not good. Nope, couldn't do it. Okay, next up, Shiny Rockin' Bonnie with Vengeance. Here we go. We're gonna hop right into 5-6 because 4-6 is gonna be a cakewalk for the Rockin' Bonnies. 1, watch this, 2, 3, 4, and 5 placements. Come on, like that's absolutely silly. You know what I mean? Okay, and I want to go ahead and max these out as much as possible. You can see that it's actually not bad at all for the amount of money that is needed in order to fully max out. I have $8,000 left over, $5,000 left over, maxed out. Jar Pickles, no, not able to max that out. So we are going to have to make up some money here with the JOP. But let's click on Hell Mode. That's going to happen really fast because of the amount of health enemies have and the amount of damage that the Rockin' Bonnie is doing. See, look at the Jar of Pickles, JOP completely maxed out. We'll put down another one just because. And are we going to be able to get those ruined low bits? I believe so. Yes, potentially. We got them. We survived wave 1. And just because, I mean, let's just go to math time with Bean Gaming. You know we have to. Bucket Bob was a little bit over 10,000 damage per second here. Let's make sure that we are on the 0.21. Yeah, it is the 0.219 that we are going to be looking at. So 781.3, going to divide that by 0.219. Then we're going to multiply that by 5 and 17,837. But that's full AoE. Keep that in mind. I think the shiny Endo Zero, the fortified Endo, was doing close to 40,000. I think it was 42,000, right around there, which is absolutely berserk. But that was cone AoE. So the Rockin' Bonnie here is full AoE, so it's doing damage every single place on the map where it is covering, and it's literally covering the entire map here. I think there's a small little fraction here, a little slice right here, this kind of like circular triangle here that it's not covering, but that's not overly going to matter. It's covering the most important parts. So, I mean, wave 8, it's beating Phone Guy. Like, literally beating Phone Guy. Remember, I have to point out that we do have the JOP here, which is causing a 50% slow. You definitely need a slowing unit with Rockin' Bonnie because Rockin' Bonnie does not provide any slowing whatsoever. So keep that in mind. Absolutely need to have that. But once you have something slowing it down, whether it's Galleon Foxy, JOP, there's some other slowing units that I can't think of off the top of my head. You can even team it up with Phone Guy as well. That would work. But at the same time, look at this. I mean, we're approaching wave 12, and how can a starting unit actually carry? I still can't believe that I completely forgot about Rockin' Bonnie. It's the absolute best full AoE starter in the entire game. Shiny Vengeance, of course. Gotta say that. That's a little caveat, but at the same time, like, wow. You know what I'm saying? Okay, we know, well, we should be able to get through wave 15, right? I mean, as long as these enemies aren't fast, they're being slowed quite a bit. The Ruined Circus Babies have a lot of health. The low bits are faster. But no, we are, look at this, wave 15, we made it. And for sure, we are definitely not going to be able to take out the boss. So I do want to put down some of my other units in just a moment. I want to make sure, can we make, yeah, I think we are. We are going to be able to make it. Like, let's go. And just so that you can see, all these enemies are gone. Boss is going to come out. Let's put down the OMC. Let's put down these Blighted Endos. And do I have anything else? Okay, let's put down the Bucket Bobs. Bucket Bob, we need your help, pal. You see what I did there? Bucket Bob, pal, come on. Bean Gaming joke of the day. That's embarrassing, though. Come on. All right, let's put down another Shiny Eclipse Ballora, although not needed. And then the JOP sitting there by himself. Are we going to win, please? Yes, we got it. Let's go. Back to the lobby. What did everyone think of the two showcases today? We had the Rockin' Bonnie Shiny with Vengeance, and then we brought along my pal, Bucket Bob, Shiny with Vengeance as well. Once again, thank you to Battery for hooking me up with this. I actually do need to delete these units right now, so we're going to go and take a look at them. I don't want to, but we have to. So Shiny Bucket Bob, trash, goodbye. And then we have the Shiny Rockin' Bonnie, trash and sell, goodbye. Over with and done. Once again, if you have either one of those units, I'm willing to buy them or trade them with you, whatever the case is. And make sure you join my Discord server. I have a crazy giveaway going on right now, and it's going to be giving away 1,000 souls to 4 different people, and then the grand prize winner is 4,000 souls to 1 person. So 4 people get 1,000 souls, 1 person gets 4,000 souls. Hop on in my Discord server, link is down below. Another thank you to the people who put together the Five Nights the Trading website. I know there's a couple different websites out there, so thank you anyone who is putting that together to keep the community aware of kind of what the values are going on at this time. And so if you did enjoy this video, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell. Thanks again for watching, everyone. Hope you have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye!